So we'll be talking about resume writing, and we'll also be talking about how to have a strong online presence. So I hope most of you are here. So in case if anybody has not joined this session, so please let them know. Please make sure that your friends don't miss an important session like this, right? But having said that, so I would like to start today's session. All right. So since everybody is here, right? So I would just like to know what are some of your major challenges when it comes to resume writing or having a LinkedIn profile. So just like yesterday, can everybody go ahead and start telling what could be the reason that is stopping you from getting a great resume or an online presence? So what are some of the major doubts, or what are some of the major questions that you have with respect to resume? So we'll go ahead today and do that. But before that, we will have a small activity also. Meanwhile, I tell you guys what the activity or the game is about. I also would like you all to, refresh your memory here, refresh your memory, and also let me know that what is something that you fear the most, or what is something that challenges you the most when it comes to resume writing and LinkedIn presence. Okay, let's go ahead and hear it from you all. Let's see. Yeah. So please go ahead and start asking your questions. It is summer and it's very hot here in Bangalore today. How about the places where you all at? Like, how's the weather up there? Is the summer bearable or not? Right? Good. So Bharat asks, don't know what type of things to include and post online. Good. I'll talk about that too. I don't have a good LinkedIn profile because I still do not know if it's actually impactful or what's the significance of it. Does it really matter that much despite having skills? Okay, so I'm going to answer this question too. ATS score. Okay, so the ATS score and sequence of resume of writing details. That's a good question. This impacts more for sure. I'm going to talk about that as well. Good. I'm actually very impressed with the quality of questions everybody is asking. So please let those questions keep coming so that I get to, go accurate with what are your requirements are. We'll make this class custom tailored just for you. So let's see, the more specific the questions are, the better it is. And never feel hesitated to ask your question, guys, because you know what, many people out there are having a lot of questions, a lot of doubts, but still they have a fear, or they have a complex in their mind. What would others think of us, or what if I ask a very dumb question, right? So nothing, no questions are dumb or smart or anything. Questions are questions that way. And if you feel like, okay, I need to wait, I need to see for others, what if everybody's thinking the same way? Correct? So just make sure that you are asking all the questions that you have in your mind without having um, you know any questions that would feel like something that you would regret not asking. So go ahead and ask. Bina asks, yes, nice. So we have more questions coming in. Mistakes that should be avoided while writing a resume. Good. I'll talk about this as well. Format for writing resume, like organized resume writing. Good. Now, this is something that is very much important because the order of what you write is very much important, because that each section carries a different priority, and we should make sure that we are following that priority in order for our interviewers and for our future hiring managers to get a solid idea about us. Good. And then unable to maintain consistency in posting LinkedIn because it feels like what I want to post about the little knowledge I have has already been posted by many others. So, Dia, that's a valid question. So, thank you for bringing that up. I will talk about all those questions one by one, right? That's great. So, uh, let me just try to ask you guys questions. I'll ask you guys one word answer questions. Okay. So, these one word answer questions, I want everybody to answer. Okay. We'll use that as an icebreaker activity. Okay. And you guys start answering question. I'm pretty sure when you answer these questions, you will get what all you can post on LinkedIn, or on your own blogs, or about generally your feelings, because many people have um, many people want to start things, but they don't know to ask the right questions. Everybody's in search of answers, but they keep forget to asking right questions. So today we'll talk about the questions that are thoughtful. This today we'll try to talk about the questions that you've not thought about much, even though it is very much simple, and that is something that everybody needs to talk at some point of time. So that is something that we will talk today. So let's go ahead and ask those questions too. Okay, so I'll one moment. Sorry, there's some issue with my lighting. Yeah, so I think it should be fine now. Yeah, great. So the first question that I'm going to ask. Okay, wait. Meanwhile, let me read what are the other questions. Okay, unable to maintain consistency in posting link. Okay, on which basis recruiter is going to shortlist our resume? That's a good question. Of course, I'll be talking about that. I've explored web app, data science, and DevOps, but I find it difficult to categorize my work for a particular job role. Hiten, that's a very good question. I'll talk about that as well, right? That's amazing. So let me, I have read all your questions, and trust me, I'm gonna be answering all of them, all of these questions. Okay. So before that, we'll play a small icebreaker, and where I want everybody to give one word answer to it, right? So how can freshers showcase their skills without much work in their experience? Good question, Ajay. I'll talk about that as well. Right? Very good questions that I'm getting. Okay. So let us start by asking general question, so that you will get to know a little more about yourself. Okay. So is everybody ready for the rapid fire? I'll be asking you this one word question. Can everybody give this only one word answer? I just want only one word. I am not expecting big thoughtful paragraphs or anything. Just a one word answer, or maximum of 3 to 4 words answer. Okay. So are you guys ready for the rapid fire round that we are going to start? Can you all give a thumbs up to show me that you all are ready? Yeah. What about others? Are you all ready to? Great. So I would want everybody to, give that one word answer. So this is the rapid fire round. It is all, your personal questions that I'm going to ask. Not very personal, but something, that everybody would, relate to. Okay. So let's go ahead and ask those questions. Okay. The first question is one thing I really like about myself, not me, about yourself. So you read it as yourself. So what is one thing that you like about yourself? So make sure that you're answering these questions. So let's see what are some of the interesting answers. Sheikh is good because he understood the assignment, and so is Sarhan, because this is a rapid fire round. We need one answer per, good. Self confidence, self motivation. My confidence in a pressurized situation? Good. I'm a warrior. That's a solid answer, Sriram. That's very brave of you to say that. Today is Anuj's birthday. Yes, Anuj's birthday is every day. You guys keep spamming his name and number. By this time, I know and understand. Okay. But yeah, so Lavanya likes problem solving of herself, which is very interesting. Confident, dedicated, sincerity, communication, and relationship management. Right? That also 100%. Good, good. Keep your answers coming. Yes, so that's nice. So great, I'm getting very good answers. Confident communication, relationship management, intensity, it seems. Vivek, what intense? What do you like about your intensity? Is it helping you always? Or does balance come for the rescue? Never losing hope, patience, hard work, ethical conduct, discipline. Very good, very nice answers, guys. So, this is very interesting. I'll ask a few more questions like this that would be a bomb of a thought sometimes for students. So let us talk about the next question too. Very nice questions, that we'll be discussing today. Okay, the second thing. Okay, these kind of questions will bring us some sort of self-awareness for us. So that is why I wanted to keep this open so that everybody gets the best out of these things, right? The second question that I'm going to ask you all is, intensity is the price of excellence. Absolutely, Vivek, it is. Sometimes it can be a weakness too. I want you to research about that, where balance comes to the rescue. So look about it. The gift of being intense is you'll be able to channel different levels of energies, right? But the common like problem everybody faces is with balance, right? So I also relate to intensity even when it comes to sports or a high pressured octane situations. At that time, I think you should know how to balance and you know channel your energy in a right way. I hope I made sense. Yeah. So let me ask the second question now. Okay. Let me ask the second question. I feel the happiest when. Yes, Sumit, you are keeping your hand raised. Was it by mistake or do you have any questions to ask? If you have, please do let me know. Yeah. Okay, I feel happiest when I complete my task. Absolutely. That's the reward. That's a dopamine reward that we can generate naturally in our body. When my hard work pays off, absolutely. Yes. A walk in my garden, good. No, so mistakenly raised. Okay. No worries, no problem. Okay, so I feel the happiest when I achieve something or lose something for a reason. That's wisdom talking, Saran. Good. When I complete my whole to-do list for the day. Absolutely. Very nice. Yes. When I lose because I know about my mistakes and other real faces. Good. This is a whole new perspective to understand what a failure can do, because failure is one of the biggest lessons and the best lessons that we can ever get in any field, because it preps us, it gives us that the other side of the equation where you can flip the narratives. Even if the worst thing happens, what are you learning from it? That's exactly what life is, and that is wisdom for you all, right? So when people say that, I make mistakes and learn from them, it brings a great joy. Sangeeta says, when I learn a new thing, right? Amazing. So my next question will be based on this. Sangeeta, so be ready, right? So I achieve something from others. When I achieve my goals, when never lose hope to achieve my success. When I achieve the goal I have to set for myself, amazing. When I spend time with my family, oh, so sweet, Sumit. When I take my new step towards my goal. Correct. It's not just about thoughts that you get, but actions that you do, which matters the most. Cher says, when my parents feel proud of me, when my parents feel proud of me. Right? I got many similar answers, out of which, one, of course, was about, having a making parents feel proud, that is which is good. And also when you are talking about completing a new task. Now this is a very interesting thing. When you guys complete a new task, or when you complete an existing or mark few things of your to do list, what a beautiful feeling it gives us. When you it is like you are setting short term goals for the day, and you're achieving them like a warrior, right? So once you complete that task, that sense of accomplishment, or that sense of rewarding yourself with some good energy, I think that's the best feeling ever. Many people try to get that feeling by doom scrolling on Instagram for hours, or watching their video, or numbing their mind with just music, with thoughtless, you know, um, listening sessions. But it takes courage, it takes guts for people to set a small goal in the day, avoid all the distractions, and sit with their thoughts, sit with their work. Correct? So that takes a next level courage. And for all the people, if you mean what you said, if you really mean what you said and not just wrote it because the answer sounds nice, I'm very proud of you all, right? Because me as an adult who's almost touching his 30s, right? So I sometimes feel very difficult to do a certain to-do list in my day. You guys will understand as you grow up, but if you're able to do that, what a beautiful feeling it must be, right? So I'm very happy and proud of you all for that one. Yes, Karthik, do you have anything to share? Sharing my learning when my parents feel proud. Very good, guys. So I was interested. I mean, all answers are amazing and interesting, no doubt about that. There was one thing that piqued my interest. That is, I think somebody's answer. What was that? When I complete my task, when I achieve something, when I learn something new, Sangeeta answered. So I want to, base my next question on that. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Are you guys understanding my question? When was the last time you did something for the first time? Now this might take a couple of minutes for people to think, process and answer. I'll give you that 2 minutes. Just a second, I'll go get my water. Okay, meanwhile, I want you all to answer this question. Let's go. See, everybody became silent. I told this question will take a minute or two. Now people are starting to think. What was something they did? But what a simple question it is, no? Yet so powerful. When was the last time you did something for the first time? Finally, we got one answer. I tried driving a car for the first time, and that was last time in the last year. Wow, it's been 1 year since you tried something new, but I'm pretty sure it was amazing whenever you tried it. And then last week I used Google Console for the first time. How did it feel, Sarhan? Right? I joined an internship last week. This is the first time to learn how office environment is. That's very nice, Sangeeta. Congrats on that. A few months back, I drove a car for the first time without anybody's help. Oh my god, it must be exciting and scary at the same time, Pawan, without anybody's help. How did it feel? Few days ago, I traveled to another city on my own for the first time. Oh, that must be courageous and so exciting and amazing there. How did you feel? I tried something new and I learned from it. That's exactly what we are asking. No, what is something new that you learned, Kinjal? So, what is something that you knew that you liked? That is something that we would like to know. Yes, it was interesting and scary, but I did it. That's exactly what it should be. Everybody's motto when they try something new. Instead of having questions, if it scares you and excites you at the same time, that means you are ready. That is exactly what you should do. Sahitya says, I balanced my personal and academic responsibilities effectively. Good. Be more specific about it, Sahitya. It was full of thrill and scary as well. Just try to, say it was scary, but full of thrill as well. Your perception will change. Recently, I built an AI based project for the first time. It was challenging at first, but I learned step by step and it improved my skills and confidence. How amazing and how lucky I am to feel such wholesome experiences. Very beautiful, guys. Very happy that you guys are trying new things like this. Right? That's the best part about life. Like it gives us great feeling, great rewarding accomplishment feelings when we try something new for the first time. Right? Many people don't know how to answer this, and many people said some of the new things that they tried was like last year. That must tell that you guys have been living in autopilot routine method for a very long time, right? That autopilot mode. Initially, when you guys said, let us live in a flow, let us go with the flow pe chalte hai, kaisa, whatever, you feel that, oh, let it go in a flow. Everybody liked that in the beginning. But be honest, do you really like it now after 1 year? Just going with the flow. Aren't you guys tired of it? Like bored of it? Because when things are not new, or it is being the same for a long time, me as a normal human being, I feel there's something new that I should do, something different that I should do to cheer my brain up. So I feel like I need to do something like that, and that is what will change and break patterns. So if you feel like that, that is exactly something new that you should do, right? So I built a MERN stack project for the first time during my internship, which helped me improve my full stack development skills. I'm pretty sure it must be a rewarding feeling, Kinjal, right? I'm very happy for you. Thanks for being specific about it. Good. Yeah. Completed my last sem exam with the 15 minutes after it starts. Oh my god, wait. Let me read this. Yes, so my last two questions are also ready. Very good questions. So we'll wait. I've just typed it out. So I'll ask that also. But meanwhile, in my last sem, I completed my exam with 15 minutes after it starts. Every time I would wait for answers, but on that day, I feel like this was the day I felt so happy, right? That's amazing, Sheikh. Very nice to hear that, right? That is what happens when we complete a task or when we don't postpone it, right? So when we are postponing or procrastinating, that temporary comfort that says, we'll do this later, it gives that immediate comfort feeling, but it is killing us in the long term. But if you actually avoid those thoughts and be like, let me do this, let me do this, let me finish this, by the time you finish it, oh, that relief you get, the release of happy chemicals in your brain, it's a beautiful feeling that everybody should practice. Instead of driving a car, I feel more instead of driving, I feel more energetic and excited in riding a bike. So this year is the reason for a long year gap. That is nice. So I think if somebody has to know the difference between a car and a bike, go and ask a dog that went on a long drive how it, even if it goes on a car, it likes to keep its head out in the wind and get that wind gush. I think that feeling you can get only in bike. I can relate to you because I have ridden about more than 1.5 lakh kilometers in my new bike. So it's a beautiful feeling. I think this Pooja is giving me a very interesting answer. Maintain discipline in study, workout, skills, and skills for the first time finally consistent. Like what skills are you talking about here? Study, maintaining discipline and in study and workout, correct? So that discipline itself is a skill. Being consistent itself is a skill by itself. So I'm very good you found that flow state. Don't keep that going. On the days where you feel the most overwhelmed, set it back, do the bare minimum. Remind yourself and remind yourself that you did at least a little, but never ever take long breaks. Okay, so very good and very happy that you guys did that. So I'll ask the last two questions. Okay, so this will keep it quick. Something I've learned about myself recently. What is that? What is something that you learned about yourself recently? Go ahead and let me know what is it. What is something that you learned about yourself recently? I want to hear this. Okay, let us see any question. Nobody has answered. Guys, I don't want you to give the best answer. I just wanted to give a normal answer. Recent thing that I learned about myself is to believe in my dreams that I'm quite capable of doing more better as I'm doing right now. Absolutely, because action starts with thoughts and thought starts with belief. So that is something that you guys should never quit upon. I learned that I also have a capacity to learn the technologies where 1 year back I feel that stepping into CSE makes me fall down due to coding and other stuff, but I realized that slowly I can step into tech, right? And now it's time to increase that speed, Sumit, because you have realized that it is actually possible by you. I think if you start keeping the same speed of what you did last year, you'll be in the same place. But if you want to, keep believing yourself and upping yourself, start believing yourself more, meditate yourself more, and prepare for making yourself feel fast. Because if you want to change things, you need to change things, right? I hope you know what I mean. I've learned that taking a break often breaks my task, right? Right? See, Vivek, I'd like to correct it. Break is very much important. Break is very much important that way. But what is, um, you know, um, heartbreaking is that people stay in the break for a very long time. They get sold by the idea of that temporary comfort, which is, mistake. So, 100% take the break, but take the break with a deadline that you need to come back, right? क्योंकि खाने वक्त अचार थोड़ा चाहिए टू स्पाइस थिंग्स अप, लेकिन अचार ही खाना होना नहीं चाहिए, right? So sometimes a little change, little break is good for us to look back how far we have come, right? So when you say that you often take breaks, I would also appreciate it if you can appreciate the accomplishments that you have done so far. Many people keep forgetting what they have done and keep focusing on what they should do. So it's a balance of everything. So I hope you know that. But now that you realize that taking long breaks is bad, it's a good realization. Take short breaks. I've learned that adaptability and can manage pressure situations well, and also balance my work and academics with household. It's all about balance, which is good. I sometimes quit too early when things get uncomfortable. Hiten, I'm with you at that thing, right? So good that you realized it. Many people often don't realize it. Many people often, um, think that. Many people often think that they should, do more, and they feel guilty about themselves. That is wrong. But it's a good that you realize that you quit too early, because that is called pattern recognition. So what you should do is, okay, where exactly do I feel like quitting? And when this feeling comes, maybe you have the fear of success, right? Maybe you have the feeling, let's say, you're about to do something and things are going well, and now you feel like, okay, I might miss that break time, or I might miss my favorite gaming time, or I might miss my favorite routine time in order to lose something that I want. But understand, if you don't sacrifice something, I mean, if you don't sacrifice for something you want, then what you want will become a sacrifice. Okay, so I hope you know that. Huh. So next thing, I've learned that I'm more capable than I thought, especially when I stay consistent, keep improving step by step. Absolutely, it's all about micromanaging, right? You feel something is overwhelming, and if it's difficult, break them into multiple tasks. When you break them into multiple tasks, when you keep short goals, you'll be able to achieve it much faster, and you'll get a sense of dopamine and accomplishment after completing the first task. Use that energy to do the second one. You'll do second one, use those two energies to do third, and like this, step by step. That's how we achieve our goals. Nobody becomes overnight successful. That happens only in Rajnikant movies or anybody's movies, right? So it is good, right? And then something that I've learned about myself is that I can stay disciplined in everything I do and handle everything with focus and consistency. I'm very happy for you, Pooja. Keep at it. Bharat says to at least give a try in your idea and try my best to execute it rather than leaving it. Right? So thoughts are thoughts for a reason. Right? In your thoughts, you might become a billionaire also. At the same time, you can become low also. Right? So giving that thought gives us a good feeling, but trying. Many people are afraid of losing. Even if you did not try, you would still be in the same zero state. But try and lose, no. एक बार कोशिश तो करो, right? हारने के लिए भी थोड़ा करेज, थोड़ा जिगरा होना चाहिए, क्योंकि हारने से ही जीतते हैं हम, राइट? तो हारने के लिए मत डरो ऐसे, राइट? हारने के लिए थोड़ा जिगर रखो दिल में. Good. So I've learned that if I open myself and raise voice for things I need and like, I want, I learned something. I need to step forward and ask questions when I have doubts without somehow blindly relying on myself. Absolutely, absolutely, Lavanya. Very good realization. Right? All you have to do is just speak, just communicate. You never know. My friend, okay, um, she wanted to join a light design course which was about 4 lakh, but she was facing, lot of questions in her mind. Can I afford it? I can't afford it. All she did was communicate, and she got a great discount with that just because she spoke about it. This is what happens when you communicate, and communication is an underrated skill, my friends. So communication is not just about knowing English well, it's about managing things. And Lavanya, I'm very glad that you realized that, and I'm very happy for you. Right? So thank you so much. I have more questions to ask like this that will make you feel good, that will make you feel thoughtful, and that will um, increase your self-awareness. And sometimes we need it, guys. We need these kind of questions too. Because of course, sometimes we need somebody to ask these questions, because we don't ask, we just be in the tension of okay, मैं ये किया था वो गलत था, अभी फ्यूचर क्या करना है, what should I do in the future. We'll be in the same tension. We'll either be regretting what we did in the past, or we will be afraid that what we will be doing in the future, and we'll be forgetting what we did. So it's a good activity that we do this. So just a second. And now, I had amazing time reading your responses, and um, you guys feeling, super flexible, super vulnerable, and adaptable to, and not ashamed or not shying out, discussing some general things like this. I really had a great time knowing you all, right? It was lovely, right? So we will go ahead and start the presentation of to have been learning what we have to do today. If you ask for big things, you can get it with that level of audacity with your hard work. Absolutely, right? Hard work beats talent any day. Hard work over talent any single day, for me at least. Right? So please live by that motto. Very good, very good. Okay. So the next thing is resume building, right? So now what I want to do, 3 word snapshot. Introduce yourself using 3 words, and these 3 words should describe you, your personality, your interests, and your aspirations. Okay, I want you to be creative. Okay, I'll just give you the key prompt idea. Introduce yourself. Okay, introduce yourself with 3 words. Okay, one to describe your personality, and second to describe your interests, and third to describe your aspirations. Aspirations as in future goals. For example, curious, creative. Second one that describes your interest. Third that describes your aspirations. Okay, so these are the examples. I want to hear everybody's. Okay, so think about it. I would read everybody's answer. Go ahead and type in what are the 3 words that describe yourself the best. Good. I'm getting more answers. I need more answers. Before that, I'll read Ravi's answer, Ravi's response for something. So whenever I do want to do something about my work, but it's not showing in the right way, so that some people do want to know that this is not correct, tell me what to do not to complete the work for this specific reason. Ravi, if you don't mind, could you unmute and let me know आपका challenge क्या है exactly? क्योंकि आपका thoughts दिए हुए हैं. I'm trying hard to connect them. Right? क्या exactly क्या आपको challenge हो रहा है इधर? Like you're going to start something, it is not showing in the right way. Means you're not getting good results. Is that what you mean? Like what is it? Tell me which. Okay. So some people don't want to know that this is not correct. Tell me what to do, not complete. Ravi, I would love to answer this question, मेरे भाई. Like, लेकिन एक word से हम इसको जवाब नहीं दे सकते, right? 1 या 2 मिनट चाहिए बात करने के लिए. If you don't mind, could you unmute and let me know what exactly that you're feeling? I would love to answer your question. आप हिंदी से भी बात कर सकते हो या इंग्लिश से भी बात कर सकते हो, आपकी मर्जी. But लेकिन please unmute and answer. Like, let me know what exactly that is challenging for you. So Ravi, if you don't mind, could you unmute and talk to me? Can you say hi? Hello. Are you here? And do not hesitate or do not feel shy, right? आप मेरा आप मैं आपका दोस्त हूँ, right? So you can obviously feel free to talk, right? And if somebody has these kind of vulnerable questions, guys, so it is sometimes they feel hesitant to talk to us. So can you all just react a heart button for everybody to make us remind them that this is a safe space and this is a judgment free zone, and we are here to support each other and make sure that we are not left out for any reason this way. So Ravi, are you able to see the number of hearts popping for you? So I would want you to talk to me. So can you unmute yourself? It takes a courage to ask such personal questions when we worry a lot about what others think. So if you don't mind, could you come in front of your camera or at least turn on your audio and ask me this question once again so that I answer it better and I don't answer something else. So Ravi, are you here? Ravi Singh from Bihar. मेरा आवाज आपको आ रहा है? And by the way, huge, shout out to everybody present here for showing that reactions to, make sure that a person feels safe here. Thank you so much, guys. So Ravi, are you here? What happened to him? Can somebody check on Ravi? Ravi Singh is not even in the meeting. Oh my God. अबे भाई कहाँ गया तुम? ऐसा question पूछ के. Okay, but if you do come back, let me know, right? So we would love to answer this question, right? So I'll just tag Ravi here. Ravi Singh. Ravi Singh, please respond to this message when you see this. Yeah, so I've left the message, so let us see. Okay, so I've left that message for Ravi. Thank you everybody for making him feel safe here, even though he's not here, but at least a message goes for everybody that you're completely allowed to, speak your heart here. without having to worry about what others think. So this is that zone. So good. Thank you everybody, and I'm really happy that you guys have such empathy towards everybody. So keep up that. That is exactly what we need in this world, right? A little love and support. Correct. So yes, good way everybody described yourselves. Disciplined, learner, achiever, hard work focused, and successful is the right word, but yes, confident, analytical, a leader, good, learner, problem solver, an AI enthusiast, good, hardworking, curious problem solver, out of box thinker, curious, determined, practical learner, contributor, joyful, traveling, and software developer, good, curious, determined, evolving, ambitious, logical, and learner, good, calm, creative, and tech expert, very nice, silent, strong, and evolving, good, dependable, curious, and yeah, enthusiast, nice, confident, adaptable, and learner, courageous, persistent, and problem solver. Very good, guys. So make sure you guys add these things in your resume, right? So it's not just about how it sounds here, but obviously it has to be about how you really feel, who you really are, right? So resume writing and video resume creation, right? So in today's competitive job market, how you present yourself matters a lot. So in this session you will be able to build an impressive resume, explore things, trending resumes, and things like that. Okay, so essentials. Now many people asked about formatting, correct? So in formatting there are three types. One is chronological, the other one is functional, third one is combination. For you all, since you all are freshers and your students, chronological resume, the correct order resume is the best thing. Okay, functional is when for the people who have more than 4 to 5 years of experience, it is for them. And combination is nothing but it is like a combination of both the types. Okay, it starts with key skills followed by chronological order of experience. That is for students who want to highlight both strengths and their job history if they have a little bit of experience. So that is about combination, but you don't have to worry about functional or combination. The only thing that you should be concerned about is the chronological order, which I will be giving for you all. Okay, no worries. Next thing is content information, summary, and objective. That is your work summary, and then your education experience, sorry, education list, then your experience, then your skills. It always starts like this, correct? And the key guidelines that you all need to follow is maximum 1 page, right? So try to keep it for 1 page, right? But if you have a lot to show and you have done a lot of projects, a lot of internships, it can go up to 2, but try to keep it as concise as possible, because on an average a human, not a human, sorry, on an average a recruiter or an interviewer takes a maximum time about 20 seconds to scan through your resume. They don't go through your resume, they scan through and skim through your resume. So when they use that much time, how can a resume communicate so much about us? That is exactly what we will be learning today. So is everybody ready and excited to learn about resume? Give a thumbs up. Yes. So we'll go ahead and start our resume training sessions, and I want everybody to keep a pen and paper with you, because I'll be telling you important things, and we will be learning a lot more about resume. So good. So keep a pen and paper. So Nikesh Reddy asks, what is ATS, right? ATS means application tracking system. For all the people who don't know what ATS is, let me tell you again, right? So it is called application tracking system, which means it scans your resume automatically. So for example, I'm trying to apply for Google. I'm trying to apply for a company called Google company I'm applying. Now, that is a kind of company that is pretty famous everywhere, right? They keep getting resumes on a daily basis, hundreds and hundreds of resume, or maybe we don't know, thousands of resume in a day. But do you think they have a HR team, or do you think any HR would read 100 resumes in a day like that? They won't. So they will let a software do the job. So a company will have a certain expectation, certain requirements for you to work there. In their job description, it will be there. So they will give prompts in that software to make sure that the right keywords in the resume reach them. So if Google has certain expectations of, let's say, a front end developer, right? So there they want, people to know basic coding, right? Advanced coding, Python, and certain languages. They'll have these sort of keywords in that software. So if your resume has that and it is making sure all their expectations are meeting, the parameters wise, right? So that scans your resume. So this system is called application tracking system. So I hope I answered your answer, Nikesh. Yes, give a thumbs up if I did. And if you guys understood what ATS is, give a thumbs up. Yes, good. Okay. And yeah, another important thing is resume, you need to maintain margins, not actual margins, imaginary margins. So for example, if you see me in the screen, I have a margin of being in the center of the screen, right? So sometimes I might go like this or anything, but I won't generally be like this and speaking, or I won't generally be here and speaking. Usually I stay in the center so that the focus remains well. The same way, there are certain places where you need to start exactly at that point in resume. So you need to leave a space here, like a finger or a 2-finger gap, and make sure everything is starting from the same line. Correct? So make sure everything is starting from the same line like that. And that imaginary margin should be there. One here, the other one here, the other one here. It should not be haphazard like that. Try to make sure it is there. Okay? So target your resume, tailor your resume for the job you want. Many people will be having things on how to have the best resume. Give us the best resume tips. Now everybody will be asking that, right? But can one resume be the same for every job that you apply? Of course not. Because certain jobs you would apply for a data scientist role, certain jobs you would apply for, let us say, a front-end developer roles. For certain jobs you apply for an AI enthusiast. For a certain role you apply for cybersecurity analyst. Every time the skill and the priority will change, correct? So you need to make sure that you custom build your resume and it is based on the job that you want. So you need to constantly keep updating here and there few things in your resume to make sure that you are up to date with it. Okay. Then quantify your achievements. Use numbers to demonstrate impact. This is very, 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 very important. Using numbers and facts, because people love that. Now, what happens when you don't give numbers? The information is inaccurate. Not only the information is inaccurate, the interviewer should ask you like, okay, fine. Now that you mentioned you did internship here for how many months? Okay, you said you were a team leader, fine. But for how many people? Okay, you said you have won a lot of achievement, you have won a lot of medals, but how many? Now, when you give these numbers, you are communicating effectively. कि क्या exactly होना चाहिए, right? So that is something that people appreciate. Make sure you use numbers, names, facts to strengthen your resume. Did everybody understand that? You know what to do? Yes, good. Thank you. Yes, so action verbs. So start each bullet point with a strong action verb. Okay. Now, what do I say when I mean by action verb? Because people will expect this a lot, because this is not like, let's say, like a robotic. People want to see what are the major action steps that you took in your work life. Were you just a student, or were you just some random person who's observing everything in the background, or did you really do some action steps, right? So that is why action words, your bulletin points, that the description you give, right, it should start with an action step, right? I hope you guys are making a note of this, because it's very much important. Managed a team, developed a website, implemented these ideas. These action words are very much important because people are very much keen about it. Okay, make sure when you add your description, add action words. Then the next is ATS compatibility, right? So this is again ATS compatibility. Use a clean, readable format for application tracking system. Means it is nothing but not being over fancy about words, right? People think, okay, the more complicated or the more better English or more advanced English they use, it's better. No, sometimes resume should be simple, Sita Saga. Okay, it should tell what you did, what you are doing right now, and what are you going to do in a very simple language. And at the same time, ATS can be better. Your resume can be ATS friendly. Now many people asked, sir, how to have the perfect ATS friendly resume, right? How to make sure that our resume gets selected, right? Everybody asked this question, right? Can I tell you the answer for this? How to have the best ATS resume friendly? Yes, everybody is getting that. So for example, let's say, like I said, Google, now applying for Google, and I need to check the job description of the Google company's job post very importantly. Now, ATS is going to be friendly when when your resume's keywords match the job description's keywords. Okay, so that is very much important. Even if you miss the spelling of, let us say, front end developer, you add FRNT developer instead of you missing O. There are chances that that word might not be scanned. So first thing, you need to be very watchful about the right spellings. Second thing, you need to make sure about the job description. Okay, you study the job description very well. So what all words are there in the job description? Okay, your resume also should match those words. Okay, so make sure you add the right exact words. Even it has a hyphen, make sure you follow that so that your resume does not miss getting shortlisted. Okay, so your resume should have all the keywords that they're expecting. So when your resume matches those keywords of the job description that you're applying, that is when your resume has a higher chance of getting screened. The reason why many people fail at the resume selection process is because they use the same format of resume, same copy pasted resume for everything. So when they use this, they just rely purely on luck, and which does not give them the result. Correct? So you need to, check and update your resume for every job that you apply and ensure that the job description keywords are matching with your resume's keywords. That is how you have an application tracking system friendly resume. Okay. Apart from the job description, things, you need to ask yourself what are some of the skills that this job might require, and make sure in case it is missed in the JD, you need to go ahead and add it. But do not miss the keywords that are already present in the job description. And this is how we make our resume ATS compatible. Okay, I hope everybody found that information useful and helpful. Then the final and the last step is meticulous proofreading. Many people, they finish resume and they'll be like, oh my god, I did a resume, finally I'll leave it, I hope and I pray I don't make any mistakes. Why should you hope and pray that you don't make any mistake? Can't you proofread it? Can't you verify it? You can't rely on God every time making mistakes. Correct? So check for grammar and spelling errors. You can even add your resume in let us say in a good paid and in a good AI engine, and ask if there are any grammar mistakes that you need to take care of. It will give you the right polished, no grammar error thing. But it's not just grammar and spelling errors. In case you added any wrong data by mistake, in case you missed anything, in case you want to edit something, this is where meticulous proofreading comes into picture. No matter how much painful or difficult that part is, make sure you proofread. Okay, that is very much important. Then this is a sample resume. Okay, this is one of the resume formats that has been trending, and that is also currently in today's generational trends of a resume, because usually you would have seen just like words, but this looks very organized, right? Contact information, skills and languages and hobbies, personal, which is other side, and education and experience on the other side, which is nice, which is good. and above that there is a professional summary. This way it is good, but I would add a little more description to my experience. I would add what I did. That's the only change that I would add for this particular resume, right? Apart from that, the resume is good. I think this was taken in Canva or in Novo Resume, right? It is blurred, a little bit blurred, because um, it is in a format of a slide, right? But if you want this format of resume, I had given you certain websites yesterday, right? You just have to go through those websites and find these resume templates. If it's blurry for you, I've added the resume list here, website list. You can go ahead and check and add your details there. Okay, that is just an example of a resume, my friend, right? So I've anyhow given the list of the resumes websites here, so go ahead and do it. Then before we do that, is resume and CV the same thing? Many a times our placement officers or our teachers or our people would have told, hey, give me your CV, give me your CV, right? So you would have thought CV and resume would be the same thing, right? So there is a difference between CV and a resume. So let me tell you about it. Okay. Ninavad Sunita asks, is adding a profile photo in the resume recommended or should we avoid it? See, the reason why people add photos, whether in LinkedIn or in resume, it is to mark authenticity, right? So if you feel like your resume is everywhere and you're not comfortable adding your photo, it is totally okay not to add, right? You can maintain that privacy, right? But why people add photo is to give that authentic feel that we are original and we are not some random people who have applied and is not. So people add photos to mark that authenticity, that it is not a spam profile or anything. But not having a photo doesn't necessarily mean it always has to be the same. But when people add photo, it marks more authenticity. That's the only reason it is added, and is not compulsory. Okay, but you can add it. It's a good thing. Okay, so that's about it. I hope I cleared your answer. So let's focus on CV and resume. Is it the same thing? Absolutely not. CV is for functional resumes, for the people who have at least 3 to 5 years of experience, because CV is more of work based and experience based rather than skill based, which is for freshers, right? As you can see, right? So this comprehensive means very descriptive, very big details. People require that. That is only if you have years of experience. But if you're a fresher, one concise page is enough. Correct? So references are included. Usually in resumes, references are not included. References are great when you have years of experience, and if somebody has worked with you, they give you a reference. That is good. Resume, nobody will give you reference because everybody is a fresher at that time, right? So when to use? When you're applying for an academic position, advanced research or fellowship, right? So in resume, it is for more of entry level jobs, for an internship, right? Or a part-time job or any new job that you're applying. Modification, it is same for all jobs, so no modification for it. But with resume, it can be modified according to the job. Okay. Now CV is, based on your, experience order wise, right? There, no modification is necessary because you're being honest about your entire work history. But here it can be modified based on the job you apply for. If you're applying for data science, it's different. If you're applying for cybersecurity, it is different. So it should be modified that way, right? And CV and resume focuses on expertise and experience, right? So here, how your work made a difference, right? So here it is actually different. In curriculum vitae, it focuses on how your work made a difference where you have worked. But in resume, it is what skills make you expert. I think it's interchanged here only for this. Please don't mind. But it's actually the other way around. Contribution of how your work made a difference is CV, and resume is about what skills made you difference. Okay. I hope everybody understood the difference of CV and resume. Yeah. Good. Okay. So now let's build the resume header with contact information. First name and last name is important. One working phone number is very much important. Professional email address. When I say professional email address, your first name, last name, and in case if the mail is already taken, add numbers. That is the only thing. Here I would want everybody to avoid their old mails that they've added for their Instagram, added for their Facebook, added for their mail ID, added for their gaming mail ID, or random, words that they have typed. Because I've taken interviews, and some of the worst mails I've got, right? Some mails I've got random, gibberish like at gmail.com, right? So I've got like, this. Now imagine if, a random person is looking at it. I just type some random numbers and I've got, so many people do that, right? In some of the centers, I've seen students give random mail like this. They copy paste and they just send this mail, right? And many people, even worst, right? Unprofessional email IDs like um, something like stuntboyshiva@gmail.com, or daddy's little princess Divya @gmail.com, rockstar Yeshu @gmail.com. I'm like, oh my god, what era are we in? Like, you guys are applying for a professional job and you're having mail IDs like this. Do we even need to tell all these things, right? So avoid these kind of mails and make sure your mail is professional. And in your resume link, resume contact information, add your professional mail and resume, and then professional photograph. This is totally optional, like I mentioned. And after that, where you are put up, right? You can add your city name. It's enough. You don't have to add address in detail. Okay. So for example, it looks something like this. Remember, these are the things that you need to include in your contact information. Okay. I hope everybody has made a note of it or took a screenshot of it, right? So if I tell something, make a note, right? I'll tell you the order of the resume format. Okay. So I'll tell you the order of the resume format. So can you all take a note? Is everybody ready? A pen and paper. I'll give you the order, right? Chronological order of resume. Yeah, everyone ready? Good. The first one you already know, that is contact information. So write contact information. Okay. So figured everybody wrote contact information. That is right. Contact information. Okay. Fine, Ramya. I'll have to disable your mute temporarily for now, right? I think you switched it on by mistake, but anyhow, right? So yeah, another, things. Next thing after contact information, the next format. What should be the next one after contact information? Any guesses? Any guesses? Contact information के बाद क्या होना चाहिए? Education, right? But before education, summary, like Saitya mentioned. Okay. After contact information, it is professional summary. Write down professional summary or objective. Objective, yeah, professional summary. Dono same. Both are same. Okay. So write down professional summary. And what should be there in the professional summary? Okay. What should be there in the professional summary? In contact information, we heard what should be there. Okay. So in your professional summary, your technical background, 3 things should be there. One is your technical background. Second thing is your top skill set, your top skills. And the third thing is something unique about you. And the last thing is what you expect in a company or your goal and aspiration. Okay. So when you add your professional summary, these are the 3 to 4 things that are 100% mandatory. Okay. Your technical background, your top skill set, something unique about you, and what you expect in a company or your future goals and aspiration. This should be there in your professional summary. Everybody understood that? Give a thumbs up if we can go for the next part. We finish contact information, then professional summary, or after that, then what is the next one? Okay, so after contact information, after professional summary, the next thing that we'll go for is education. Right now, for the education, now there is only one thing that you need to remember. One is reverse chronology, that is latest to the earliest. Okay, this is the order that you need to go for. Next thing, that is education. Okay, third step is education section. That is very much important. Please try to add this here in a reverse chronology. Right order from the beginning till the end, इसको बोलते हैं chronology. लेकिन reverse chronology क्या? Latest to earliest. For example, if you're doing MBA right now, first you write MBA, then engineering, then +1 +2, then आपका 10th standard, yeah, SLC or SCC, whatever you call it. Okay, it should go in a reverse order, latest to earliest. This is the format. Any doubts with respect to education section? So can we go for the next one? Okay, good. So object summary, right? So something like this, focused and so on. So we learned about that. And education section, degree along with major, college name and location, graduation date. That is also nice if you add it, and your GPA, exact GPA, right? So if you have certain percentage or certain GPA, make sure it is accurate. Don't round it off. If you have 8.9, mention 8.9 only, not 9. If you have 68.39%, you add 68.39% only. If you have 34%, add 34%, not 42%. Okay, so make sure you guys know this much. Yeah, so this is usually how education section looks. So I hope you guys have a good idea about it. So finished education section. Now education section is over. Do we have to write all SEM SGPA in CV? No, you don't have to add all semester CGPA. You can add average of all the CGPA, the final average that you can add. In case if you have not completed your final exam, you can add the average of rest of the semesters and mention that there. Okay, so you can also mention still pursuing or still continuing. Okay, so you don't have to add all the CGPA at once. You can add a average accumulation of all of that. Okay, don't add the best CGPA there, just add average. Okay, yeah. So yeah, recent degree first, and make sure name of the college location is there, and month and year of graduation, and you know what you did. Okay, field of study, marks, accurate. Okay, so hope everybody got it. Then we'll talk about work experience. So this is important. Now students don't have work experience, right? So when they don't have work experience, what can be added? I think that question was asked in the beginning. I'll answer that, right? So when you don't have work experience, one thing that you can add here is, first thing, your part-time jobs if you have done anything, freelance jobs, or experience in any NGOs. Okay, so first, in case we don't have work experience, this is the first thing that you can add, right? So, or if you feel like this is not very important, or it feels like it is not very closely related to the job of applying, you can add this in the last. But you can add these many things. So Shabina mentioned project and internship, so I'll tell about it. So another question, in case if you don't have any of these things also, ye bhi nahi hai, right? So you can follow this format, that is IPCS format. What is this format called? IPCS. When you don't have work experience, what is the format that you need to follow? That is I, P, C and S. Internship, project, certification and skills. Okay, everybody understood the IPCS format? Internship, project, certification and skills. This will be your work experience when you don't have work experience, because as a student, as a fresher, these are some of the things that you need to highlight the most, right? So it's not just that. Okay, so see, part-time jobs, internships, volunteer works, freelance work, academic project, programming project, extracurricular activities. If you did any tutoring, you can add all of these things, right? So I hope you guys made a point of this. So that is added, that is required. Everybody make sure you took a screenshot or made a note of this. Any doubts with respect to this part? I will tell a little more about this. Any doubts, any questions about this? So if we can move on, can you all give a thumbs up? Okay, great, wonderful. So can you show us a sample copy? So this is how the sample copy looks like. For example, the sales manager, right? So he has written what is the job title in internship. Okay, in internship, there is a job title, IPCS format. Okay, listen up. For internship, you start the first thing. Okay, now for internships, I'll just add it here in the chat so that you guys remember. Okay, how detailed we have to write project. You have to write it very detailed, Shabina, right? That is the important thing. Okay, for internship. Okay, S stands for skill, Sahitya. S stands for skill. Okay, so internships. Okay, what you need to write? Internships. Okay, job or internship role. What internship role that you had? Next, okay, responsibilities. Responsibilities in your internship. And third thing, what you learned. What you learned in internships. And also in case if you want to add what difference you made, you can add that also. This is totally optional, but if you add at least these many things in internship, it would be great. Okay, the next thing is project work. Now please pay attention to the project work details. This is very much important because this is a experience where it counts. People look forward to it. Okay, project title, then your role, example like presenter, logistics, and operation, or leader, etc. What was your job? What was your role, in the project? Okay, that is also important. Okay, so make sure you mention that. And then what problem did you solve? Now here your problem solving skills will come into picture. In your project, you did some project, e-commerce project, or any, let's say like a motion sensor project, or whatever you did, what problem you solved. Now people will require what is your problem solving skills, that they will check mostly in your project meeting. Correct? So in the project work details, you need to mention what is the project title, what is the role of yourself, and then what problem did you solve, and how long, probably the duration of this project. These are some of the must and should things when you add your project work details. Okay, now let's talk about certification. Okay, did you have any doubts with respect to projects? Let me know. Okay, so the certifications. Okay, title, source of learning, where did you get your certification from? Okay, that is also very much important. And then after that, see, first one title, second one is source of learning, and third thing is level of certification. Okay, level of certification. And 1, 2, 3, fourth one, what you learned. Okay, so if you add these many things in certification, I think it's more than enough. Okay, so I've mentioned that also, internship, project, certifications, and I'll edit finally for the skills. Skills, technical technical skills separate and soft skills separate. Okay, and mention this is the order. So when you're adding technical skills, mention that if you're applying for a core job, technical skills should be first. Divide them into technical skills and soft skills, because that should be the order. So I hope everybody got the IPCS format, what to add in the IPCS format. Yeah, are you guys getting an idea? So make sure you followed this. This is very much important. Yes. Bullet points, name of the location, company, recent work, dates managed, everything should be accurate, right? I hope you guys are taking notes of this because it's very much important. Okay. Skills. Okay, tailor your resume, include relevant skills. Hard skills are nothing but technical skills. Soft skills are nothing but skills like public speaking, communication, problem solving, interpersonal skills, and even critical thinking, creative thinking, decision making, conflict resolution, leadership skills. All these things come under soft skills. Technical skills is where you add technical skills like database management, coding, C++, Java, Python, whatnot. So these are some of the things that you need to add and mention there. Okay. So now skills, top 20 skills that you can have in your resume. These necessarily doesn't have to be the skills that you add, but usually these are the kind of skills that they add here in the resume, right? But it should be true. Don't just add these skills just because it looks nice or your resume will get selected. But that is a big misconception that people add that, okay, just let me add. Only if you have those skills, only if you have experience in those skills, add it, because people will ask. Okay. So separate hard skills and soft skills. In additional section, okay, now we understood this IPCS format. Any questions with respect to IPCS format? Let me know. If you don't have any doubts or questions with respect to IPCS format, give a thumbs up if we can move forward. Yes, okay. After IPCS format, we added this much in the resume. And after that, what is something that we need to know and add? Awards and achievements. In additional section, what can you add? If you won any awards, or if you won any hackathons, workshops, or if you've gone for any inter-college fest and won something, please mention your awards and achievements. Second thing, certifications. Okay, additional certifications. If you have any other certifications apart from technical certifications, you can add here, right? So for example, see, acknowledged for starting Java club in my college during my BTech program, core member of IT club during PGB program, or worked in an NGO. You can add your NGO experience also here. If you work for anything, donated blood, or did some CSR activities like that, you can add that here. Okay, that shows your interpersonal skills and problem solving skills and your working habit. Okay, so make sure you add these things like this in additional section. I hope you guys got that. Certification, something like this. So you can add mention here also, or you can mention it earlier also. That's totally optional. Okay, this would include language skills, hobby skills. You can mention what are the number of languages you know, that is important. Hobbies and interests. So this adds a little bit about your personality to understand your character better. So after all this, you can, in additional section, you can add language, your awards and achievements, your hobbies and interests. This is something that you can add. Okay, for example, see, additional things look like this: volunteer, writing, blogging, photography, travel, sports, yoga, dance, art, right? So these are some of the skills that you can adapt and actually have it. All right. So any doubts and questions with respect to this particular section? See, even with the languages, you can mention the level of knowledge. See, English, if you know it well and good, you can add 5 stars. Hindi, if you know a little less, you can add this. French, if you've learned an additional language, you can add like that. Or if you know your own language, add that in the top, right? That is also important. Local, what do you say? Fluency is also very much important this way, right? After that, your 10 best interesting hobbies like sports, travel, resume, technology, art, and outdoor activities, right? So things like this you can add. And finishing touch, what can you do after adding all this? Like I said, the first thing is proofreading. Proofreading is very much important, right? To check if you have any mirrors, missed any information. Uske baad, layout, overall layout and design. Is it good? Is it fine? Is it unorganized? Is it organized? That should be also ready. because a good format looks very nice. It catches recruiters' attention. Margin, make sure your resume has invisible margin where everything starts from the same line so that it is organized well, right? The next thing is, of course, readable. It should be a readable font, right? Use fonts like Arial, Calibri, Times New Roman, sans serif fonts such as sans serif, right? So these are the fonts that you should use. Make sure it is organized well. And then next thing is saving and sharing, very important part. Please look at this, right? Many people just do all very good details, but while saving they'll just save it just like that and download and keep. They won't go rename and save their resume. That is a big mistake. Why? Because when HR opens the mail or downloads all the resume, if they want to find your name in the file, it should reflect, okay, this is Sahitya Chinnu's resume, this is Sumit Gaurav's resume, this is Karthik's resume, this is Shabina Khan's resume. That should be there. Make sure you save it with your job title and the name, right? Save your resume in a PDF format, not in a Word document or Excel where people can edit it. PDF 100% compulsory. Follow the directions as listed in the job description, whatever they ask. Okay. Make sure you send it from professional mail address, the same mail address that you have added in the resume to maintain the consistency. And finally, a clear subject line when you're sharing the resume. In the mail, don't just send resume blankly. Tell your name and your resume with the job role that you're applying for clearly. Because even when they're checking mails, if the subject line is not there, then gone. Okay. So make sure you add that well. Okay. Then this is about resume. I'll talk a little bit about video resume and LinkedIn also. But before that, do you have any doubts or questions with respect to resume like this? Yes, no, maybe. No doubts. If no doubts, mean can you put quick thumbs up? Okay. Right. So did I answer all of your questions from the beginning with respect to resume? LinkedIn I will answer, but resume, did I answer all the question? Good, good, good. Format, resume, ATS, I talked about ATS. Then having a good skills despite. Okay, I'll talk about that in LinkedIn when I'm telling. And unable to maintain consistency in LinkedIn, I'll talk about that. Recruiter, job, web app, develop and categorize. Okay. Okay. So categorizing, now you guys understood what is the right order to tell it, right? So freshers showcasing their skills. Okay. So I think I've answered any question. Do we need to add personal details? See, this is not compulsory because in contact details, whatever information that you already have is already added. So save that space to add more information about your internship, certificate, project, and skills. Whatever personal details the company requires, that they will already ask you. You don't have to repeat it in your resume. So instead of saving, instead of doing that and crowding your resume, I would say keep it short, which is already there in contact details, and use that space for important things. That is the thing. Okay. Did I leave any other question? Everybody understood it, right? So now I'll give you 10 minutes time, 5 to 10 minutes time. Okay. And what about place and date? In contact information, you already mentioned, no, place, location, and date. There only you can add. Don't add it at the end. There only you can add in the contact information part. Okay. I hope I answered your question. Yeah. So having said that, now I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes time. In case if you have not made your resume, now is your time to make it. Or if you already have your resume, now is your time to edit it. And I've already given a certain, websites for resume yesterday also, I told you guys. So, but after today's class, I think you would have a lot of, new information and knowledge and insights and ideas that you got today, right? So go ahead, use any one of this website, that is Novo Resume, Resume Craft, Canva. There is one more interesting website, that is overleaf.com, right? That also I will add it here. Any one of these resume websites, you can go ahead and choose it, but do not waste time choosing which resume or which one. Choose any one of the resume site and start doing. Okay. So after this, you can use Flow CV also. That's totally up to you, right? So these are some of the most used ones. So that's why I gave, but you can choose if you find this is a latest, format, you can use that also. I've given the order and the flow of resume, right? So make sure you try to stick to that. You can change it also. Make sure you stick to the priority that I've given and do it. Okay, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes time. Go ahead and start editing your resume. You can send the screenshots of your resume either here in this chat or to my LinkedIn. I will check everybody's in detail and give you individual feedback. Okay, but for now, I'll give you 5 to 10 minutes. Go ahead and start making changes in your resume. Okay, your time starts now. Is up. So can everybody, just share me, what changes you did or what are some of the major changes you edited in your resume after my session? Okay, after this session, what are the major things that you guys did? That is something that I would like to know. Yeah, were everybody able to, see difference? Yes. Ajay asked in placement, what will we show to the interviewer, either CV or resume? First, ask yourself, Ajay, are you a student or are you a working professional? If you're a working professional and you have 3 to 5 years of experience, you add your CV. Correct. If you don't, if you're a student and if you're a fresher, you add your resume. Simple as that. Yeah? Understood? Give a thumbs up if you did. Everybody learned? Yes, good. Thank you. So, okay, great. So, can you guys start commenting and mentioning what is something new or what are some edits that you did today based upon what you learned today about resume? Yeah. Okay, so you can keep typing that, or you can let me know in audio also, which is great, right? So meanwhile, I'll quickly tell you what video resume is about, and we can close the day by then. Okay, so what is it? A short video showcasing your skills, experience, and personality. Okay, something that you need to do in your resume. Okay, so now video resumes. Now, why video resumes are they really important? What can we do about these video resumes? Why use a video resume in the first place? Firstly, understand, the more you do for your work, the better. The more dedication you give for your preparation, the better. You cannot really think, is it really necessary? Ye kafi nahi hai. Isn't it enough that we are doing resume? No, absolutely it is not. I told you, 140 crore people in this world. There are no, in India, 140 crore jobs are not there. Even if you think, less, you're being ready for the bare minimum. Why should they hire you? If you want to stand out among others, and if you feel like you need to get a better chance over others to be selected, so first you need to, start preparing that video resume, right? So why is it? It is a short video showcasing your skills, experience. People will get to know your communication skills. It reveals what kind of attitude you have, the what your camera presence is, what is your online presence is. People want that. We are not heading towards a digital era, guys. We are already in the digital era. Correct? So we're not heading towards the digital era. We are already in the digital era. So digitally, what all things can we do? What all changes, what all additions can we add? That is something that you need to focus on and be ready for. Correct? So make sure, okay, you are adding all that. Okay, it stands out, it demonstrates certain communication skills and reveals what your personality is. Where to put this, where to post this, either on LinkedIn, YouTube, Vimeo, or Facebook, or any GitHub, right? This will give you 30% more chance to be selected, right? So please add your resume. I'll show an example of my own friend who did a video resume. I'll talk about that also. Okay, creating a professional video resume, script your content. First, write down your content. Your video resume has to be 1 to 2 minutes max, nothing more than that. So difficult nahi hai ye. This is not very difficult. Storyboard your visuals. Choose a professional setting. Dress professionally. Maintain a confident tone. Right? So these are the only things that you need. So understand, coming from somebody who takes online class and who has taken a lot of video resumes and made videos, it is a difficult thing. You need to practice it. Understand that you cannot do this in last moment. First, for that, क्या बोलते हो? What will you speak? Right? Even ಮಾತಾಡ್ತೀರಾ, ಮಿರೇ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಾರೋ, right? Adi first ರಾಯಲಿ ಮಿರು, right? You have to write that first. ಅದನ್ನ ಬರ್ದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ then you have to do this. So script your content. Storyboard your visuals. Okay, when you're adding visuals, add certain sequence of it. Don't randomly mix and match in some video editor, right? They'll do compilation and collage of videos, random, no order it will come, right? Don't do that. Sequence according to the right order. The next thing is choose a professional setting. Okay, the background, dress professionally, maintain a confident tone like this. If you want to maintain a confident tone, speak with rhythm, as in give the right breaks for every sentence you do. For example, write a short focused script, structure it, brief self-introduction. Are you seeing me how much pauses I'm giving for every sentence that I complete? I'm speaking with a rhythm. 3 to 4 sentences के बाद मैं short break दे रहा हूँ, right? So I'm giving that short break, and for every 3 to 4 words in a sentence, you need to give that break. Are you seeing me how I'm changing my tone based on my importance? When I say do this, this, and that, I'm telling something important. When I say this, I'm giving half a second break, this, half a second break, and that, 1 second break for you to process it. So even in videos or in real life, if you give pauses like this, trust me, people would love to breathe through your story. They would love to they would love to talk about your story. They would love to know about yourself very well. Okay. So if you want a format, you can take a screenshot of this introduction, your skills and achievements, your project and experience, your career goal, and a closing. So thank you for the viewer. Thanks for the viewer, and express the enthusiasm. And when you tell it, do not be in a normal tone. My name is Ramesh. I am from this college, and I did this. No. You need to be confident. You need to be enthusiastic, right? Like, so my name is so and so, and I'm studying this course from this college, and I'm doing this specialization to highlight my top 3 skills. It's data science, cybersecurity, and whatnot, right? And the projects that I have done, right? So these are the number of projects I did, and this I did that. So when you use your hands and expressions like this, baat karte waqt, beautiful addition. Make sure you do that resume. Right? So best practice to speak and tell your video resume. Speak clearly, speak confidently, maintain eye contact. Show, don't tell. Show, don't tell. Matlab, what do you mean? Like, you can show your project, screenshots of your project, screenshots of your certifications, screenshots of your achievements. So those screenshots you can add. Talking about this, you can tell. You can show it to the camera. You can add the screenshot of your thing. I did my college here. I did my experience here. So if you add like these things and edit it, no, बहुत अच्छा लगता है. Right? So show visual support for your message, show the project you worked on, call to action, encourage your viewers to contact you directly. Tell this is your mail ID, this is your LinkedIn profile. So market yourself well. Okay. That's how we create a, what do you call the resume, right? Cover letter is nothing but, adding a template. It's adding extra letter. Whatever you are not able to resume, you keep it concise, right? So whatever you need, you felt like you could not add in your resume, that is where you add it in cover letter. It is not 100% compulsory or mandatory, but if you want, certain people will ask, there you can add. Not very much, important, but if you want, I can tell you about it. Okay. So everybody understood a little bit about cover letters. Yeah. So can I show you one video resume that went viral on LinkedIn? And guess what? That guy is my friend. You guys know this, work, this one, what do you call? This company called Cred, right? So everybody knows this Cred, that metallic card wala company. Everybody knows that. Yeah. So he has applied a video resume for that company, and that post went viral. And guess what? Not only they, responded to him, they even selected him. Okay, I'll just show you. His name is Avkash Shah, right? So he's a niece to this. Sorry, he's a nephew to one famous stand-up comedian, right? So he's my friend only. He did a viral resume. Okay, so I'll show you the resume of it and close the class today, right? So I want you all to see, if you feel like you don't want to add your face, I would recommend add your face. But this guy had was extremely good in graphics. That's why he did not add his face. Okay, because he wanted to apply for a design job. Okay, so anyhow, I will just show you and share the screen and show, because it's very simple. 30 less than 30 second that video. It has more than 89,000 likes and millions of views. So I'll show you that. But my screen is visible, right? So can you guys see this? He has 10K followers now. He stopped working at Credit. He's working at somewhere else right now. But look at this video, man. How beautifully it is said. Okay. So just look at this. One sec. How amazing, right? Right. So how simple it was, but he made that simple thing much more visually appealing to see, right? So that's how you need to start thinking about video resumes. I've given you an example, but you can be creative. You can do whatever you would like. The more attention it takes and it makes people listen to you, and the more professional it is and you look, the better the resume is. So today we learned a little bit about resume. Tomorrow we'll start with LinkedIn and we'll go for interview questions directly. But I hope you guys had a today. If you did, give a thumbs up. If you want to share any experience, please add it in the chat, right? So I hope you guys learned something today, and I hope today's class was totally worth your time in the evening, right? I really had a great time talking to everybody. So having said that, right? So if you want to share your experience, you can add it in the chat. You can always mention what you learned, what is something you really liked about today's training, right? So tomorrow we will talk about the, what do you call? Tomorrow we will talk about LinkedIn online presence and interview questions, and what all you need to expect before you start getting enroll yourself to a company, right? Workplace skills, how it will be, everything you need to know tomorrow. So tomorrow, I mean not tomorrow, it is on 13th, right? So 13th will be your next class, right? So I think it's Monday. So make sure you have all your doubts, all your questions answered. Whatever question you have, please feel free to let me know. Okay. So I hope you guys had a lovely time. So you can add that in the chat. So I'll be ending the session today, so you all can leave the meeting and have a rest of the amazing day for yourself. Okay. So all the best, guys. See you guys in some time.